Hey everyone, and welcome to Brands on Brands on Brands. Thanks for tuning in to this week's episode where we talk about 5 things you need to buy with your $3,000 per month advertising budget. Let's talk about it. Welcome to Brands on Brands on Brands. I'm Brandon Birkmeyer, and I believe that building brands that matter to today's consumer is the only way for your business to thrive tomorrow. Thanks for tuning in. If this is your first time, I'd love to invite you to go to my website at brandonbrands.com to download your online branding checklist for free. Subscribe to the podcast. Let me know what you think of the content. Let's dive into today's episode. So, 5 things to buy with your $3,000 per month advertising budget, $3,000. If you have money to spend on ads and it's $3,000 or somewhere near there, it's because you're just getting started. Once you hit $5,000 or more, you can get a little more complicated. But once you're under that threshold, which tends to be between $1,000 to $3,000 to $4,000 to $5,000, you're just getting started. You're figuring out what makes sense to get you going as a business. And I love talking to people about what those first things are, because at this point, you're past the point of building your business. You have gotten started. You have clients that are coming in. You are selling things consistently. And now you're thinking, how do I grow my business? And that's a great place to be. But this is often where people either A, don't know what to do or spend money on the wrong things, or B, they run out of time to actually get anything done and they never end up spending the money they should be spending on investing in their business. When you do have the time to focus on this, come on back. But now that you're here, you're listening, you've got your budget, you're trying to figure out what I should do, here are those first few things. The first thing I'll tell you is if you're here and you're ready to go, you've probably already built a logo and brand guidelines, but if you haven't, cheers to you for focusing on your business first. But now's the time to get that logo. You are in, you're ready to go. Time to revamp. Since you're going to be putting a lot of time into your marketing, let's make sure that that logo makes sense for your business, looks up to date, helps you convey what you want to do, and brings in your clients. So get a professional logo designed, get out there, get your business cards made, get your stationery done. You can easily get a package for pretty cheap that also builds in brand guidelines. This is your list of what your brand is all about, what the look is, what the feel is, what the voice of your business is, the personality. Have someone help you design the voice and look of your business, because now that you're ready to spend money, you're going to be creating a lot of content, a lot of creative assets, a lot of ads, and all those should follow a certain plan that all is consistent and helps emphasize what your business is all about. So start by building those brand guidelines out. Talk to someone that has done creative before, that understands what this is all about, and have them package that in. So they're building you a logo, they're building you brand guidelines that work with your input on what your business is about and what you stand for. And once you have those guidelines, everything else can follow and look back at what those things are supposed to sound and look like and follow suit and be consistent. It's really important when you start to put things out there into the world that they look and feel like your business and that they aren't all over the place. And it's not that expensive, which is why I love to say that that's the first thing, especially if you have a budget and you haven't done it already. A lot of you have, but if you haven't, start there. And then look at your website. Do you have a website? If you don't, that's great. I'm glad that you waited. I'm glad that you built your business first. After you've got your logo and your brand guidelines, invest in your website. If you already have one built, look at refreshing it. Analyze what the traffic has been doing that's been showing up to your website. Has it been good? Has it been funneling to the leads that you want it to funnel to? Are they doing the things on the website that you want them to do? Are they taking the actions that you want them to take? Have someone look at your website. Yes, the design, but also the flow. Have them look at the flow of the website and look at how you bring in customers and how that website's helping you accomplish your goals. Look at all the best practices for websites. Are you achieving them? Are you listing all the things on your website that you're supposed to list? Are you easily findable on Google? Are you optimized to be found on search engines? Are you listing your business and your address and the ways to contact you appropriately? Do you have quality pictures that don't take too long to download? Do you have video? Do you have content? Look at all the things that go into a website, Google the best practices, and see if you are following them, and then invest in a redesign and a refresh that makes sense, that follows your brand guidelines, and that actually works towards delivering your goal, which I don't know what your goal is, but maybe it's signups for a newsletter. Maybe it's to get them to come into your store. Maybe it's to download a menu. Maybe it's to actually buy something. All of your strategy should be based on an objective, and you need to figure out, do your website strategies make sense to achieve the objectives of your business? So that's 1 and 2. Get the look and feel figured out for your business through your logo and your brand guidelines, and then get that website fixed. It is the hub of your business. It is the doorway through which a lot of people will find you, and when they search for you, they want to know that you are a legit business. The third thing on the list is content. I'd invest in content. Now that you have a website and people are starting to find you or look for you, you have to have ways for them to find you. You have to have things out there in the world that bring them to you. And then once they're there, they need to know more about you. They need to know what you're about, what you're good at, and they need to be given some value. And a lot of that value can be in content, whether it's educational materials about your business or how your industry works and the top questions in your industry. Those are things you can Google and do some research on, but you should figure out what are the main pieces of content. When someone comes to my website, they're going to find that help them learn about the process of working within your industry or your business. And then you can have content that you also disseminate out there through the world, through blogs, through content posts, through videos, whatever it is. Invest in content that will bring people into your business, that will position you as an authority or as a top business in your category, that will drive interest in your business to begin with. Invest in that content. It is one way that not just legitimizes your business, but it also brings in new customers who are just starting out in their journey. They may not be ready to buy this second, but they're researching, which shows you that they are starting to be interested. They're starting to be a customer. So invest in that content first. The fourth thing I would tell you to invest in when you have those dollars and you have $3,000 or so and you're not ready for a huge, massive investment, but you're just getting started, is to look at your marketing strategy. Find someone who knows what they're talking about, bring them in. It shouldn't cost you too much money for a couple of sessions. You can tell them your priorities. You can do one session at a time. It could be a session on your website, a session about your emails, a session about Facebook ad strategy, a session about your brand strategy, whatever it is. Bring people in to talk about the priorities in your business. And the first one might just be a general consultation. And I do this for my clients all the time. We sit down, we talk about their business. I find out what's important to them, and that part's free. And then I say, hey, here's the first thing we should talk about. And we sit down for a few hours and we leave the meeting with direction. We leave the meeting with some kind of direction that helps them figure out how to map out what the priorities are over the next few months and how to get there. And in some cases, we dive deep on one topic or two and map out for them what that's going to look like. What's your strategy, top to bottom? How are you going to execute it? What do you do first? What do you do second? What's the right way to do it that makes sense for your customers, for your business, etc. Investing in someone that knows what they're talking about is way more important than just starting to execute tactically without any direction. You can spend thousands of dollars and months of time on some tactical execution, such as your content that you put into your feed, having someone put in content there, or having a Facebook ad campaign that no one's ever thought about that they just built because they know how to execute that. If you don't have a strategy that maps to your goals, that has the right target audiences figured out, that has the right call to action, that has the right messaging, and all maps to what you're trying to accomplish and how it works with your business and your website. If you don't have a strategy figured out for your business, you're going to be lost. You're going to be spending money that could have actually helped your business. You're going to be spending it on things that are just going down the drain. So find someone to do strategy for you. It's not that expensive. And when you start to see the value in having some real expert advice, you'll understand what I'm talking about. So dip your toes in first, find someone that knows what they're talking about, become their best friend, have them help you, and then figure out how to use them in your business. I'm not saying hire them all the time and use them as an ongoing relationship. I'm saying bring someone in for a couple of hours, every month or 2 or 3 and have them figure out the direction you need so that you don't have to bring someone on full time, because that would be the next step. When you have big dollars, that's when you actually bring someone in-house that can talk to you and manage your marketing all the time. But until you're ready for that, when you're just investing $3,000, you just need someone to point you in the right direction every now and then to keep you consistently chasing the right goals and the right true north of where your business should be going. And the fifth thing on the list, we've talked about logos and brand guidelines. We've talked about websites, content, and a marketing strategy. The last thing I'd say on the list is Facebook ads. Some type of social media, specifically Facebook, is usually the best way to go in terms of investing in your business. It is the easiest, the most effective, the cheapest way to bring new attention to your business in a very, very targeted way. You can start really small. You can start with just a few messages and you can target it to the right people. And as you're doing it, it may not drive a lot of business at first, but you're going to be learning the ways that it works for your business. You're going to be learning about the right copy, the right ads, the right times of day, and you're going to start to be building relationship with customers in your area or your niche. The targeting is amazing on Facebook. If you're a location-based business, you can geographically target to those zip codes around your business, to certain types of behaviors that your customers have, and just hone in on that and hit it over and over and over until you figure out what's working. And then back out a little bit and target broader when you start to figure out those things that you might want to grow your business around. It's a great tool that is underutilized. And when you start to use it right and you've been guided by market strategy and your website's humming too, suddenly you start to see return. Now you do have to set the right goals. You need to figure out, is it just clicks that I'm trying to get? Is it video views? Am I trying to get someone to sign up for an email list? You do have to have the right type of execution. You'd have to have someone help you out understanding what those different levers are that you can pull for an effective ad campaign. Have someone help you out, get expert advice. But that's the last place I would invest, not in terms of priority, but it's one of the 5 things that I would invest in when I have that first marketing budget and your business is ready to go. And guess what? That's what's going to take you to the next level. Once you have all these things figured out and you start pushing more and more money towards paid ads and your revenue starts to grow and your ad budget starts to grow, then you'll start to really tap into what those next things are. But these are going to be the first tools every time, the first levers every time. And I'll give you a bonus one. This isn't on the list of 5. It's your email. I don't mention it because it doesn't cost you money, but you should take some of that strategy money, find someone to coach you on email. For a lot of businesses out there, your email list, your subscriber list, your text list, your consumer list, the thing that keeps track of your customers and gives you a way to contact them, is a huge and massive way for you to A, provide value to your customers, but B, bring in loyal customers and new customers and manage it all at a price that's free to you for the most part, minus a couple of management tools, fees, and things like that. It's a very cheap way. I'll call that the bonus for the day, but definitely figure out your email strategy. If you haven't started, get started building your list. There's a ton of courses on it. I can't emphasize enough how important it is for your business. It's been important to mine. It should be important to yours. And if you don't have emails, start to gather them, start to research it, bring in people who know what they're talking about to help you do that. That's what I got for you today. You had the 5 I promised you, plus the bonus. I hope you found it helpful, and I hope you get out there and that budget, I'm so happy you committed to having a budget to begin with, but I hope that budget takes you far and you're starting to feel like your business is really humming, that you have some direction, and you're starting to get grounded in the things that'll take your business from just getting started to really growing and realizing the potential that it had to begin with. Thanks for tuning in. I hope you keep on listening. If this is your first time or your second, I really hope that you subscribe and start to leave reviews for the content. Let me know what you're thinking, how you're feeling, and what you want to hear on the podcast, and I'll try to get some of those guests. Thanks for tuning in. Talk soon.